everyone, so I'll be doing a 5-minute summary of our chapters 1 to 3 for those who have been absent and need the help, as well as those of you who need a recap. Okay, so chapter 1, we had positive and negative indices, as well as standard form and compound interest. All of these have something to the power of something. Okay, so for positive and negative indices, if I have 10 to the power of something, or in this case 10 to the power of 3, it is the same thing as 10 times 10 times 10. Which is 3 copies of 10. So the power means the number of copies. Then what about the negative indices? So when I have a negative index, that means I have a negative value on the power. Now, the negative value on the power, what it does is that it causes it to be a divide, right? So in other words, 5 to the power of negative 2 is the same as 1 over 5 times 5. In other words, you have divided by 5 2 times. Okay? So 2 copies of 5 have been divided, okay? And that is what the negative power is about. Now, how are we going to do questions with negative and positive powers? For questions with negative powers, what you'll realize is that when I divide by x 3 times, I can get rid of the negative, right? Remove the negative power, and then it will become a positive power at the denominator. In other words, if let's say I have a negative 3 as a power, it will be the same as 1 over x times x times x, because we divide by x 3 times, and that would equals to 1 over x to the power 3, right? Some of you may be able to see that actually what I'm doing is that I'm flipping it to the bottom. So if let's say I have k to the power of negative 8 is the same as 1 over k to the power 8, so I flipped it to the bottom, and then it has the negative moves. What about if I have a number with the negative power? So in that case, then the 4 will stay at the top. Okay, the 4 stays at the top, but the y with the negative power will be flipped to the bottom, or you just divide by y 5 times. Third form is basically a way of writing big or small numbers in a form that is more concise. So let's say I have a very, very big number like 36000000. So how do I represent it in standard form? I'll do this thing called jumping. Now, jumping is when you will jump from the decimal place. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I stop when there is one number in front. Okay, so the one number in front is my 3. Okay, that's why I'm able to stop. What I will get is 3.6 times 10 to the power of the number of jumps that I've jumped. Okay, so that is basically how you use standard form, right, to represent your numbers. How do they test you on standard form? So standard form can come in the form of word problems such as this one, which talks about Germany and Ghana and the population numbers. So if let's say I have a very big population number for Germany and then a very big population number for Ghana, right? So I would want to use the calculator, right, to minus it off. And then when you minus off in the calculator, you will get a very big number such as 561,000,000. If I get this number, how am I supposed to convert it into standard form? What you want to do is do the jumping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you stop here and you will put it in standard form because the question asks you to answer in standard form. Okay, now we have moved on to compound interest. Compound interest, what is this about? It's about the banks, okay? And how do we calculate money? So if the bank is owing or let's say lending you money, right? There will be a certain amount of interest along with the money that you lend, right? In last year's topic, we actually learned about simple interest. Simple interest is PRT over 100. This will give you the interest from the money that you have borrowed, okay? They might test this in WA1, okay? But what we have learned that is new is the idea of compound interest. So compound and simple interest are like 2 different plans, okay, that we choose when we want to borrow money from the bank. So let's say the question says that the plan that you have chosen is a compound interest plan. So which formula do I use? I will use this one over here, which is given in the question paper for your exams, okay? But for the sake of showing you how to use it, let's try and use it now. So if Bill invests 3500, the total amount of money as per the formula, right, is P times 1 plus R over 100 to the power of N, right? P is the initial amount deposited, which is 3500. Then R is the interest rate, which is plus R over 100, which is 2.3 over 100. And then to the power of N. N is the number of years in which this money is owed or borrowed. Okay, that'll be 5 years. Okay, so after I have applied the formula, all I have to do next is to use the calculator to calculate this value, and then I will get the amount of money that has been there. Okay, so that will be your answer. So this topic is actually quite simple. All you need to do is to apply the formula.